I really love quilting little circles, and once you get good at little circles, you'll probably love them too. They're kind of addicting. However, they take forever. So I'm always looking for things to add in with those circles and still have that wonderful effect. My favorite thing is this combination of undulating lines with circles. And I love to do it in borders. So I've got this long piece of fabric, and I'm going to kind of show you how I do those long undulating lines with circles. So I'm going to start at one side of what would be the border, and I'm going to sew a long undulating line from side to side. And when I get to the other side, I'm not going to stitch down that border. I'm simply going to stitch across. Like so. Then I'm going to stitch across again. I'm not stitching down, so I have a point every once in a while. And now this time, I'm going to stitch a line that overlaps this last line. And possibly the line before it. So I've got some undulating lines here that are interacting with each other, that are crossing over each other. I'm going to go ahead and clip this thread and get it out of my way. And now I am going to stitch up the side just a bit so I can make another line. And now I'm going to come back down and do another kind of line that comes over that line like the last ones so that they're interacting with each other. And I'm going to do that again. Okay, so now I have a series of undulating lines that are interacting with each other in some places and simply next to each other in others. And what I've created is space, and it's that space that's important to all these little undulating circles. So I've got little spaces here, here, little space here, kind of a bigger space here, a smaller space there, smaller space there. And it's in those spaces that I can put the circles instead of trying to put circles everywhere and taking forever to do. So I'm going to stitch down here, which would be the edge of my quilt, and in this small space here I'm going to put circles. Now the key to circles is making sure that they touch each other. And that touching is important because that makes it look neat and tidy. If I don't touch them next to each other, then it looks kind of messy. I want my circles to be lots of different sizes. Little tiny ones, medium-sized ones, large ones. And I want to make sure that they're touching each other. So there's my first section filled with circles, wonderful texture, visual interest. Now I'm going to do this section here. So now we've got a plain section, then a circly section, then a plain section. So the next area we'd put circles in would be this section here. We'd leave this one plain and this one plain, and then we'd put circles in these little sections here. So we're alternating a plain section and a circle section. It's a fun way of adding circles into your quilting without having to fill up the whole space. A nice mixture of undulating lines and circles.